Hello there. This is my review of the King 8000 grit Gold Stone. This is an alternative 8K to things like the Norton and other 8K stones. And this stone was sent to me by a friend of mine. He knew that I was looking for a second 8K. One of the reasons is that the 8K that I have is the Norton. It's the only one I've ever used, but it's a combination stone. And these, I've never had any problem with these. I care for my stones in a very particular way, so I don't think it would ever happen. But I've seen other people's stones separate and then break in half and all kind of stuff. These Nortons, if you're not really particular with them, and then I think probably maybe sometimes even if you are, you can end up with a situation where you got a defective stone or whatever. So you don't ever know. And an 8K is a really crucial stone in a synthetic progression. This has been a fantastic stone, and I will continue to use it. There's plenty of life left in it, but I've always wanted a second 8K, a different type, just to compare and contrast, to have something different. Also, because I use my stones not just for razors, but also plane blades and chisels and things of that nature. If you take care of your stones properly and use them properly, there's no problem using them for other things. So, but anyway, he had bought this stone to try it out, and when he got it, the corner was busted, and so he contacted the seller and said, hey, you know, it arrived damaged. And the seller basically said, well, I can't sell it like that, so just keep it and I'll send you another one. And he said he took super glue and super glued it back together, and then super glued the sides and the back just for a good measure to make sure it was good and sealed. And he said if I wanted it, he didn't have any use for two of them, and he would be glad to send it on. And I told him I very much appreciate it and thanks a lot, and he sent it to me. So when you do, the stone comes in this box, and you open it up and you have the stone and a stand. Now I'm going to move these out of the way, this box out of the way. The stand is fantastic because, I mean, the Norton, it doesn't fit on this stone, but all of my, but my Nanawa stone, my Hayabusa, fits perfectly on this stand. I thought I was going to have to buy another stand, and my friend sent me this stone, and I got this stand that comes with it, and it works perfectly for my Nanawa Hayabusa. So I've got a stand now for pretty much anything I need. And that rocks in and of itself. But now you look at the stone, you can see the damage that was done to the stone. But now, that's the way it comes. Of course, he sealed it, so it's a darker color than the top surface. But this is a wonderful stone. This stone is $59 from Lee Valley. I looked on Amazon, and the cheapest that I found on Amazon with a quick look, now you might be able to find it cheaper if you looked a little harder, was, well, $72 or $73. It bounced between there, dollars difference. Which, if you have Amazon Prime and free shipping, would work out probably about the same as it would cost. The Lee Valley might only charge you $8 or $9, so you might get it for $2 or $3 less from Lee Valley, but not a lot of difference. And so this stone is a slightly less expensive, in my experience, stone than, say, the Norton. I think this Norton is like 80-something bucks if you buy just the Norton stone. The Norton 8K. It's $80, $90. So there's $10, $20 difference between the stone. Now I've taken this stone, these two stones, and I've compared them. I didn't do a video. I tested for a bit before I did this review, so that I know what I'm talking about a little bit when I tell you about this stone. I own two razors. You've seen a video of it, two different gold dollars, and the only difference was the 8K that I used. There's not a dime's worth of difference between the shave off of this 8K once you using this 8K and a finished stone, and this 8K and a finished stone. And I would be willing to bet, I'm not worried about it because I don't shave off of 8Ks, okay? But I'm willing to bet that the shave would be really similar. And actually, this might even give you a little bit better shave because in comparison with the two stones, this stone polishes more than this, which surprised me. I know I've read several places that this stone is like a little bit less refined of an 8K than most 8Ks are. But to be honest with you, this thing puts a fantastic polish on a straight razor. A beautiful mirror polish. There's a many honer that absolutely loves this stone. I love this stone, and I'll continue to use it as well as this stone. But the polish off of this stone is a bit better than the polish off of the Norton. The trade-off for that is that the Norton is a bit more aggressive at getting like 4K scratches off of the bevel. This one would most likely work just as well as this stone at that, but this stone would take longer to do it. This stone does not cut as much as the Norton does. And I think that might have something to do with the binders that the two stones, the difference in the binders between the two stones, and perhaps also the grit rating quality, or what would it be called? The standard at which these are rated for grit. But this is like a 20 millimeter, 2.5 by 8-inch stone. It comes with a nice stand. It's a beautiful stone. It's something, in my opinion, if I were looking for an 8K stone and was looking at the Norton, it would be hard for me to choose between the two. But this is a fantastic stone, and if you're looking for an 8K, you would do well to consider this stone in your lineup because it's great. It's a great little 8K and well worth the money asked for it. So, alright, that's the stone. King 8K Gold Stone. Now, what I would say is that King has a lot of different sub-brands. There's a Ice Bear, a Bear, and probably a couple more that I'm not familiar with. This review only applies to the 8K Gold Stone. That's all it applies to. If you get one of those other types of stones, they may or may not match up with the quality of this stone. It's only the gold stone. Fantastic stone. Love the thing. Alright. God bless you. Thanks for watching. I'll talk to you later.